What's up, YouTube? We're doing the vlog style today. My nails is super long. I gotta get them cut. Hope y'all are having a great day and a great week. I'm gonna rank Kanye West's albums. Now, I know Kanye is very controversial and he says some crazy things.
Hear about slavery for 400 years? For 400 years, that sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all? You know, like, it's like we're mentally in prison. I like the word prison because slavery goes too direct to the idea of blacks. It's like slavery, Holocaust Jews, slavery is blacks. So prison is something that unites us as one race.
Every now and again, or he does some crazy things every now and again, but it's Kanye. I'm not making up excuses for Kanye, but it's Kanye. We know he does some wild stuff. I think Kanye knows he does some wild stuff. But I don't care about Kanye the person. I'm only focusing on Kanye's music. And if music ain't in your soul, then you can go ahead and, I got multiple doors. You can hit that door because you can get up out of here and we don't even got to talk about Kanye. But I'm going to talk about Kanye because, I mean, as crazy as Kanye is, he's still one of the most influential rappers ever.
Standing up and I'm telling you, I am Warhol. I am the #1 most impactful artist of our generation. I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google. Now who's gonna be the Medici family and stand up and let me create more?
I mean, he's changed his sound so much, I don't even know what Kanye's sound really is. I like old Kanye, I admit that. Like Graduation Kanye, Graduation, Late Registration Kanye. Shoot, even 808s and Heartbreaks Kanye. That album slaps. I even watched The Throne with Jay-Z. This new Kanye, I don't know if I can listen to him for real, but there's a couple songs he has on Donda and Donda 2. Not Donda 2, but Donda that I liked, and I did like Vultures. But I don't know if I can get with the new Kanye. I know I used to. I didn't used to. I was gonna say I used to talk to this girl. I tried to talk to this girl that was like a super big Kanye fan. And I was like, do you like the old Kanye or the new Kanye? And she's like, honestly, I like the new Kanye because he's just vibes. I did not get that same feeling. I did not get that same feeling. Not from her, not from hearing his music. It's just, I didn't get no vibes. I got okay, you try to change your style and you want to see what works. Didn't he say 50 told him to change the style up, and if they hate, then let them hate, then watch the money pile up? You remember that bar? That was from I forgot the song. But they had T-Pain in it. I forgot the song, but he did change the style of it. You gotta admit, once you hear this list, you'd be like, okay, I didn't know Kanye had all that stuff. You didn't know his whole catalog. Matter of fact, Kanye has 17 albums to date. He just came out with Bully at the end of March. Bully was his 17th album. He's been making music for like 20 years. If you don't know, now you know how I rank the albums that I listen to. I rank them by 5 categories, sometimes 6. Those 5 categories are the tracklist / flow, the bars, the intro and the outro, the hook / chorus, and the production. The 6th one is features. Sometimes I do features. With Kanye, we're just going to keep it out of 50. We only doing 5 categories for Kanye. Even though he does have some good songs with featured artists, I couldn't do features because he has some albums like Yay where he doesn't have anybody on there. So I feel like I can't rank that properly without the features. So I didn't want to stack that against everything else, like the College Dropout that has like 16, 17 different features. Chicago. That's the name of one of his kids. Kanye's from Chicago, if you didn't know. He grew his mama's name is actually Donda. So that's where he gets the Donda name from. For one of his albums is called Donda. Actually, he has two now. He has Donda and Donda 2. Anyway, yeah. Kanye's from my hometown, Chicago, and he's probably one of the greatest Chicago rappers of all time. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the video. It's gonna be a medium-sized video. It's a full-length video, not an update. Thank goodness. And subscribe to the video. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, give it a thumbs up. I'm trying to hit 1,000 before the end of this year. And you guys or girls, I think it's mostly guys though. I think I did the analytics. But you guys, I almost say you people. Whoa, chill out. You guys can help me do that. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your uncle, your niece. Don't share it with your niece. Share it with your grandma. Just share my content. I really appreciate it.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Kanye,
I've been doing this more than you.
Doing what?
You ain't got.
Come on, chill out.
You
bro.
ain't got the answers.
Kanye,
you ain't got the answers.
I'm asking you.
You
a
ain't been
question.
doing the education,
bro.
You ain't been doing the education.
Kanye, calm down.
You don't have the answers though.
With a Kerry Washington, that's gonna be an enormous scandal. I could have Naomi Campbell.
Ye was hit #1 on the US charts at one point in time. 24 minutes long. It actually went platinum. And the high point of this album was the track list and it was a tie between the track list and the production, which got a 4 out of 10. The greatest production song on this album was I Thought About Killing You, which got a pretty high score. It was a 6. And then the low point of this album was the intro / outro, which the intro was I Thought About Killing You, which got a 1, and Violent Crimes ended with Violent Crimes, which got a 0. Total score was 11.5 out of 50. Most popular song on this album was a 2-way tie between Violent Crimes and Ghost Town. They both, at the time of me checking, got 51 million views. This album had singles like Yikes and All Mine. It was just really short. It felt more like an EP. What killed it the most was its length. Donda 2 was 58 minutes, almost an hour. The high point of this album was it was a tie between the track list and the intro and outro. They both got a 4 out of 10. The track list was, I guess, not seamless. The low point of this album was also a 2-way tie. It was between the bars and the hook and chorus. The average score of 1 out of 10. His bars was just not hitting on this. I mean, he got zeros for a bunch of stuff, according to me. Like, I didn't just make this list, but I know Kanye does a lot of shock value bars, and these bars just weren't hitting. The most popular song on this album was City of God, but I feel like that's cheating, since City of God was also on Fabio's debut album. I think that was his debut album. It got 34 million views. This album had singles like City of Gods. I think it's City of Gods, my bad. True Love with the late XXXTentacion. Burn Everything, and it's just Kanye screaming, burn everything like gasoline. Literally, that's the whole song. And then some lyrics, I guess. It had Easy on there and Lord Lift Me Up. My favorite song on the album was more towards the bottom half of the album. It was We Did It featuring Quavo and Offset. This is a song where Quavo and Offset are working together again. I know ever since the whole Sweetie thing and they broke up. Is it Salty or Sweetie? The whole Sweetie thing, when it got to their family and whatnot or whatever, and then the death of Takeoff probably brought them more together, because that was both their family. It was Quavo's nephew and then Offset's cousin, so they probably reconciliated that right then and there. But hearing them on the song together brings back like old Migos flow. Like, it's just their chemistry, it never left, right? They just didn't work together, but their chemistry, their family chemistry, the producing of Kanye West, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful song. I enjoyed it. The album got a total score of 13 out of 50. Still low, but still better than Yay.
We pass on the settlements. This path I don't recommend.
It was 42 minutes long. It hit number 2 on the US chart this year, which is pretty great. It's pretty good. The high point of this album was the intro slash outro, which got a 4.5 out of 10. The intro of the intro of the album was King, and then this one here is the outro was a 3. I don't think that was a good song, so it averaged it out to 4.5. The low point of this album was again the bars, and it was a tie with the hook slash chorus, which got a 1.5 out of 10. Kanye's more focusing on his sound as opposed to what he's saying. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't look at Kanye West as like influential. I mean, he's been around for a while. I will say that. He's been around for a long time. But I don't look at him and like, I don't look up to Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not me. That may be somebody else out there, but that's just not me. The album got a total score of 13.5 out of 50. The most popular song on this album was Father with Travis Scott. Sorry, I can't sing, but I sound good on the mic. Sometimes, it depends. If I was in the shower, I sound better. 17 million views on this song. It had, the only single of this album was Father. But my favorite song, which I think is a slept-on song, was Bully with CeeLo Green. I think that is such a good song. I just enjoy CeeLo Green's voice. I mean, anytime he sings, he sounds kind of grungy on it, and it works, right? It works, but I did not expect that when I was listening to it, and I was like, whose voice is that? Who could that be? And then I hear it, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like CeeLo. It was 24 minutes. It hit number 2 on the US chart, and it went gold. This was the series when Kanye was working with, he worked with Pusha T on Daytona, and then he worked with Kid Cudi with the Kids See Ghosts. Don't know where that came from. Y'all can look it up. Let me know, because I have no idea where that came from. Yeah, and this is his second collab album. The high point of this album was a tie between bars and production. It got a 4 out of 10. Highest production song I have is the Kids See Ghost song, which got a 5.5, and that's the highest I have. No, I lied. Actually, Fourth Dimension was the highest I have. It's a 6. The numbers are really small. I can't see it. Fourth Dimension got a 6. The low point of the album was the intro slash outro. Feel the Love was the intro song. It's just Kid Cudi saying Feel the Love over and over again. Boring, straight boring. And then it ends with Cudi montage. It was very Kid Cudi focused. And I think that's what they were going for, just to like get Kid Cudi back out there, because he did sign with good music. But the low point was the intro and the outro. They got a 0 out of 10. It actually tied with Bully. Total score is a 13.5 out of 50. And only because it's like really short and it didn't rank well, so it's around the same, in my opinion, it's around the same threshold. The most popular song on this album was Reborn, with it got 35 million views on YouTube, and I don't have a favorite on this album, and it was just really short. I want to see more from Kids See Ghosts. I don't know if it would happen. It would be something interesting if they could have a Kids See Ghosts too, just with more tracks. More, I want to hear Kid Cudi more fleshed out, even though this is more about Kanye West. The album was 52 minutes long. It hit number 1 on the US chart, and it went gold. The high point of this album was the production, which got a 4 out of 10. The highest song that I have ranked for production is a 2-way tie between Paperwork and Carnival. I don't know why I like Carnival so much. I guess it's the go, 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 go. Gee, I don't know. like Carnival. I done did the impossible, and then it's the oh. I don't know why I like that so much, but I think it was well put together. Maybe I'm tweaking on that. Maybe I'm tweaking on that. Maybe I need to bring that down a little bit, but I can't do it right now because I'm already recording the video. And then the low point of the album was the bars. Man, Kanye, he just says whatever comes to his mind, like he's just talking in the studio. Not this is not. I'm not talking about talking with Northwest. Yo, one of the problems you just back to stuff. So yeah, the bars. I don't know if he's just saying stuff now, and it's getting kind of old. Honestly, I miss the old Kanye. I can't get with it. I can't get with his bars. I mean, I don't even think he had a high bar. The only high bar song he had was Problematic, and it was near the end, and it got 3.5. So that just shows you that he don't come listen to this album for the bars. It's not there, bro. It's not there. But anyway, it got a total score of 14 out of 50. Not a high album. The most popular song on this album was Carnival, featuring Playboy Cardi and Rich the Kid. And it sounds like a Playboy Cardi song, not a Rich the Kid song. But again, I'm not ranking any of these albums for features. I wish I did because I like the features on Vulture. I really do. I like them a lot, but I didn't do features on this album. So it is what it is. Now you had singles like Talking, the song I mentioned with Northwest. It's actually Talking slash Once Again. Carnival was a single as well. Got a whole video. My favorite song on the album, and I may be a little biased on this, but it was actually Vultures, featuring Bump J and Lil Durk. I loved, and when I mean, I really wish I would have did the features, because if I would have did the features, this would have been ranked higher. I loved Bump J's flow. I loved Lil Durk's flow. I didn't like Kanye West's that much. Ty Dolla Sign, he came in with a little harmonic joint, you know what I'm saying? But that's Ty Dolla Sign. He gonna do that. But I really enjoyed Bump J. Bump J brought that energy. I don't have no rapper friends. I hang with the vultures. And then Dirk, I started on my scammer, turned into influencers. Smirky you know that's Dirk in a nutshell. Dirk always been doing that, but I enjoy Vultures. Vultures. I play that song. I play that song in the car. It's one of my favorite songs right now.
Why are you so paranoid?
This is the album he made after the death of Donda, his mom. This was a turning point for Kanye West because before this, he made Graduation. Graduation does not sound like 808s and Heartbreak. It sounds totally different. But I will say this. It was a turning point for Kanye, but it was a good turning point because he sounded totally different from what he normally sounds like. And it worked out for him. It really did. It was a good album when it first came out. I don't know about now. I don't know how it holds up now. But it was a good album when it first came out. I enjoy 808s and Heartbreak. I played it to death. Hear me? To death when it first came out. I burned the CD. I put it on my Xbox. And I played it to death. Me and my brothers, we used to play Call of Duty to 808s and Heartbreak. Modern Warfare 2. We was doing the Juggernaut mission where you had to kill like 10 Juggernauts. It was hard. All we had was an RPG, a grenade launcher, and a stinger, and a knife, and a pistol. We had to kill 10 Juggernauts. We used to play that mission to death. The mission, it was hard. Pause. But anyway, me and my brothers, we used to play Paranoid to death, and we used to play RoboCop to death all the time while playing Call of Duty. I kid you not. I no jokes. Like they can tell you that we used to play 808s and Heartbreak, and Call of Duty was one and the same. It was one and the same. It was good times. But shout out to my brothers, man, because that was good memories. But anyway, back to what we just talked about. 808s and Heartbreaks was an hour and 2 minutes. It hit number one on the U.S. chart, and it was 3 times platinum. The high point of this album. Oh shoot! Wait a minute. The high point of this album was the production. Got a 4.5 out of 10, and the highest ranked song as far as production goes was Heartless. Heartless was probably the best produced song I've ever heard from Kanye West. No joke. No joke. It was nice and it was subtle. Now that's probably not the hardest, but it's one of his best. Heartless was such a good song, producing wise. And it hit different after we figured out Donda died. So anyway, the low point of this album was the bars. At this point, I know that he was just talking from his heart on this album because he didn't care about what he said or how he said it or how he sung it because this was a singing album. But he just did it. He just did it, and it worked out for him. I love 808s and Heartbreak. It's ranked low on my list, but I love 808s and Heartbreak on a personal level. The total score was a 14.5 out of 50, so a half point higher than Vultures. The most popular song was Heartless, which got 250 million views on YouTube at this point in time. You had singles like Love Lockdown, Amazing with Young Jeezy, and Paranoid. But you also had songs like See You in My Nightmares with Lil Wayne. You had Street Lights, a bunch of songs there and there. My favorite song was Amazing featuring Young Jeezy. Loved him on Amazing. It was I didn't think he was on the song because when I heard Can't Tell Me Nothing and he wasn't on the song, I was disappointed. But when I heard him on Amazing, I was like, okay. So he finally got Jeezy on the song. That's cool. We like to see that. We like to see that. Yeah, Amazing was my favorite. A second favorite would probably be See You in My Nightmares, just because I'm a big Lil Wayne fan. Lil Wayne after the Carter 2. I don't know about Wayne before that. I do know a little bit, but I don't know a whole lot. I'm not gonna say I'm a big Lil Wayne fan. Like my fiance is a big Lil Wayne fan. She know everything about Lil Wayne. It's kind of scary.
I done had too many friends that died. Sometimes I can't believe I'm.
It was 49 minutes long. It hit number 2 on the U.S. charts. The high point of this album was the intro/outro and the production, which got a 4 out of 10. The intro of the album was Slide, which got a 5. It was a good start. It didn't end. It didn't end very well. It ended with My Soul, which got 3.5. Now the production, the high point of the production, I have 530. The low point was the tracklist/flow, which got a 2 out of 10. The tracklist was all over the place. I don't know what I was listening to. I wasn't even on a journey. You know how they say music take you on a journey? I feel like I went in the car and started like mopping the steering wheel. I don't know where I was at, but I feel like I drove the car to the park and left it there and ran home. Like that, it was all over the place. I don't know what he thought was okay and what wasn't okay. He just put this out. That's what I think. I think he just put this out. That's what it was. And yeah, the total was 15 out of 50. The most popular song on this album was Bomb, featuring his kids. And I gotta say that his kids probably rap better than Drake's kid. Bomb had Northwest, Chicago West, and it had the greatest rapper of all time. Miles. Put some hot sauce on my Doritos, baby. That's how he started. It was like Friday. Put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby. Miles is like the greatest, like top 5, easily. Easily. He made a song called Indiana Jones. He's like top tier rapper, bro. But that song got 8 million views. And it was a weird video. Don't watch the video. I don't have a favorite on this album. I didn't really like many songs on this album. Like I said, it was all over the place. The only single was Slide. I don't know why I said Slide like that. That's crazy. It did better. It did better than his other albums. It hit number 1 on the U.S. charts. It was an hour and 49 minutes. And it went platinum. The high point of the album was the track list. It got a 6.5 out of 10. The low point was the intro and outro, which got a 0. The first song of the album was Donda Chant, and it's just somebody saying Donda over and over again. It's really a chant, but that's why it's a 0. Jesus Lord Part 2 was the outro, and it was part 2 of the song that he already made. I dislike that when albums have a part 2 on the same album as part 1, unless it's like a storyline thing. But it's literally, I don't know if Kanye recorded the song first and then he reached out to other people and then they said that they want to hop on the song. I don't know what happened, but that's pretty much what Donda is. It's like it's cool for the first half, and then you get into all the part 2s where he has different artists on the albums than where we're on the original songs. And then there's a deluxe. I didn't count the deluxe. I know Life of the Party by Andre 3000 is on the deluxe. I don't listen to the deluxe, just the straight album. The total score for this album was a 15 out of 50. The which tied with Vultures 2, which Donna tied with Vultures 2 as far as ranking. The most popular song on this album was Come to Life. It got 13 million views. This album had singles like Hurricane. Life of the Party was a single, but since it's on the deluxe, I'm not going to count it. Believe What I Say and Off the Grid. My favorite song was Praise God, featuring Travis Scott and Baby Keem. This song, if you ever work out, listen to Praise God. I promise you it will get you hyped.
Damn, your lips very soft. As a term,
it was 20 minutes long. I'm sorry. It was 40 minutes long, not 20 minutes long. It hit #1 on the US charts and it went double platinum. The high point of this album was the track list. Even though it was a short track list, I mean, there was only maybe 9 songs, maybe 10. It was a short track list, but the way it flowed was pretty good. It was not pretty. It was pretty good. Track list got a 7 out of 10. The low point was the intro and the outro, which got a 1 out of 10. The intro of this album was On Sight, and then the outro was Bound 2. Everybody knows Bound 2 because of its controversial video. The song's okay, but I don't think it's a closing song. The total score for this album was a 17 out of 50. And the most popular song on the album was Bound 2, with 130 million views on YouTube. This album had singles like Black Skinhead, and Bound 2 was also a single. My favorite song on the album was Blood on the Leaves. I just enjoy the beat of Blood on the Leaves. That's really all that it is. I did like other songs like I Am a God and Hold My Liquor with Chief Keef. I play that now in the car. It's on my car playlist. Some of the songs, they're not good, but they're tolerable, right? So, and this is new Kanye. Like I said, I don't really like new Kanye. This is like real new Kanye. Not real new, but not latest new, but after his mom passed.
Jesus is Lord.
It was 27 minutes long. It hit #1 on the US chart at one point in time, and it was gold. The high point of this album was the intro and outro. Got a 5 out of 10. The intro of the song was every hour. It was perfect. It was a perfect intro to a pretty decent album. Loved the intro of this song. However, the outro, Jesus is Lord, and I might be going to hell for this, but it got a 0 out of 10. But once you take the average, it's still pretty high. Well, once you take the average, it's a 5. So the high point of this album was the intro and the outro. The low part was probably the bars, and you know, it's like a spiritual album. It's a Kanye spiritual album. That's exactly what it was. It wasn't a Christian rap album. It was a Kanye spiritual album. Don't know what they got to do with Chick-fil-A being closed on Sunday, but that's what it was. And I guess it worked out because it's higher up on my list, but it's pretty short. The total for this album was an 18 out of 50. The most popular song was the song I just mentioned, Closed on Sunday, You're My Chick-fil-A. It got 52 million views on YouTube. This album had singles like Follow God, Closed on Sunday was also a single. My favorite song was God Is. I like that song. I like this song a lot.
Lost out, beat up, dancing.
2016 was a great year, and this album was a part of that. The Life of Pablo was 1 hour and 6 minutes. It hit #1 on the U.S. chart, and it went 3 times platinum. The high point of this album was the intro and outro. The intro is ultralight beam, with all those people and Chance the Rapper. It's a pretty good song. The outro of this album was Saint Pablo, also a pretty good song. So pretty decent on introductory to the album and the closing song to that. You should definitely listen to The Life of Pablo if you can get past all the vulgarness. The low part of this album was the bars. Kanye, like I said, we already talked about this. Kanye does not have, he's not a lyricist. And some of his bars didn't really make sense on this album, but it's Kanye, we just let it go, right? The total for this album was 18.5 out of 50, which is a half point higher than the previous album. The most popular song on this album was Fade. It got 196 million views on YouTube. This album has singles like Famous, Father Stretch My Hands. Funny story, Father Stretch My Hands, I thought for the longest time that was Future in this song. It's not Future, it's Kid Cudi. And then Fade was also a single. My favorite song on the album was No More Parties in LA featuring Kendrick Lamar. I'll probably make this song kind of interchangeable, because I also like 30 Hours featuring Andre 3000. 30 Hours. That's my song. It's long. It's a long song. I enjoy hearing Andre 3000 not play a flute, or just hearing his voice. And then No More Parties in LA. I don't even like it just because of Kanye. I like it because of Kendrick. Kanye didn't do a bad job. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do a bad job. But Kendrick is Kendrick. So
Bloody murder.
it hit #1 on the U.S. charts, and it went 5 times platinum. It was one of those things. Watch the Throne. Watch the Throne was so good, y'all, that we was waiting for Watch the Throne Part 2. I'm so serious. It never happened because Jay-Z and Kanye fell out for some reason. I don't know. Maybe he said Beyonce looked nice today, or I don't know what happened. But I don't know if they're still friends, but I know they're not as close as they used to be. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he figured out Jay-Z was going to all them Diddy parties. I don't know what happened. They just fell out. The high point of this album was, it was 46 minutes long. The high point of this album was the production. The production is, I'm not going to say it's top tier, but it's pretty good. I like most of the songs production-wise. No Church in the Wild, Ninjas in Paris, Otis, Gotta Have It, Who Gonna Stop Me. All those are well-produced songs. So the score was a 5 out of 10. The low part was the bars. Kanye West did not have the best bars. He had a couple bars in there. Like Otis, he had some cool bars in there. You know what I'm saying? But everything else, not everything else. There's probably a couple other things in there where he did pretty good, but other times he didn't. I think the album is carried by Jay-Z. It's carried by Jay-Z, but this is not a Jay-Z video. This is Kanye West. We're talking about Kanye West. So the bars was a 2 out of 10. The total score was a 20.5 out of 50. The most popular song on this album was Ninjas in Paris. It was very popular. 458 million views. This album had a bunch of singles like Ham, Otis, Lift Off with Beyonce, Ninjas in Paris, of course, Why I Love You, Gotta Have It, No Church in the Wild with Frank Ocean. Lot of singles. My favorite song, if I had to choose a Kanye-driven song, it would be Prime Time. But if I had to choose what my favorite song on the album was, it was Otis. Otis, the back and forth between Jay-Z and Kanye is top tier. I probably will never ever hear anything like that ever again. But for what it was and at the time, it was great. Loved it. Loved the video too. And the only reason I knew about that song, I didn't even hear it yet. My brother had told me about it, and he played it. He's like, "Nah, you gotta listen to this Otis. The Philip Drummond line was hard. You don't understand it. You don't understand it. I'm like, bro, relax. Can I listen to the song? You talking through it like it's a movie. I can't. I need to listen to it. I know. How's a compilation higher than this other stuff? Hear me out. I know he wasn't in a lot of songs, but the album as a whole for Kanye West is pretty good. I know he wasn't in a lot of tracks, and it was a good music thing back when compilations was a thing, like, you know, MMG and Young Money making all these group albums. It was a thing. Kanye tried to ride that wave. It kind of worked out, kind of didn't, but here we are. It hit #2 on the US charts. It was 55 minutes long, almost an hour, and it went platinum. The high point and the low point are all the same score. It's all the same score. Actually, everything on this album in my ranking has the same score. Everything's 4 out of 10. So there was no high point, there was no low point. It's all 4. It's all 4. So that means the total score was 20 out of 50. Cruel Summer had singles like Mercy, Lamborghini Mercy with Big Sean, Pusha T, and 2 Chainz. Cold. It had New God Flow with Pusha T, and Click with Jay-Z, Big Sean, and a bunch of other people that I can't even remember. I think Sly High was on there. I can't remember. My favorite song on the album was, of course, Mercy, which was also the most popular song, and it has 319 million views on YouTube. The last time I checked it, I still listen to Mercy to this day. I don't know. Who do you think had the best verse? Was it Kanye? Was it Big Sean? Was it Pusha? I love 2 Chainz verse on that song. That's probably one of my favorite verses by 2 Chainz ever, period. But I think Big Sean did his thing. Kanye West, I don't know what he was doing, but it was a good song. Still listen to that song to this day. Late Registration came out in 2005. It is 21 years old. Oh my God, it's 21 years old. It's old enough to drink. Late Registration was 1 hour and 10 minutes. It hit #1 on the US chart, and it was 5 times platinum. The high point of this album was the intro and outro. It got a 5 out of 10. The intro was Wake Up Mr. West, and the outro was Late. It kept with the theme of the album. This is back when Kanye had themes for his album. Now he just makes songs. Intro and outro was a 5 out of 10. The low point of this album was not the bars this time, because Kanye had better bars back then. But the low part of this album was the hooks and the choruses, which got a 3.5 out of 10. The total score for this album was a 21 out of 50. The most popular song on the album was Gold Digger, featuring Jamie Foxx and Twista. It got 412 million views on YouTube. Gold Digger is a song that Yo Mama knows, because it's based off another song that your grandmama knows. Well, I don't know. Y'all grandmama was probably like 40. My grandmama was like 60 already. But I don't know. Well, I don't know. Maybe you have an older crowd. Yo Mama know Gold Digger. And it's just a staple song. Everybody knows, everybody in my generation knows Gold Digger. Everybody in the previous generation knows Gold Digger. The lower generation, y'all probably don't know, unless y'all got cousins like me, or like you listen to your parents' songs. But a lot of the kids, they don't listen to their parents' songs. They think it's not good, when really their music's not good. But I digress. This album had singles like Gold Digger was a single, Heard 'Em Say with Adam Levine, Touch the Sky with Lupe Fiasco was also a single. Two Chicago people working together. Lupe is also from Chicago. And then Drive Slow, which had Paul Wall in it. I like Paul Wall. He's a cool person. My favorite song on the album was also a single. It was Diamonds from Sierra Leone featuring Jay-Z. This is the song that Kanye talked about in interviews, where he was like, I didn't want to put out this song because Jay-Z's verse just smashed his verse. The verse is so good. Kanye put Diamonds for Sierra Leone, the remix, on this album later on in the album and just it just kept on with his verse that he was gonna put in the original. That's how hard that verse is. Listen to Diamonds from Sierra alone. Jay-Z went off. And it's weird because I didn't used to be a Jay-Z fan, but now I am. I'm just a fan of his music. I thought Jay-Z was corny growing up, but now I'm like, he can be telling you free game.
I made it to a jam. Now everything I'm not made me everything I am.
Yes, I have Graduation over Late Registration because that's the truth. Graduation came out in 2007. Oh, it is 20 years old. It's about to be old enough to drink. That's crazy. Graduation was 54 minutes, almost an hour. It hit #1 on the US chart and it went 7 times platinum. 7 times. That's a big number, bro. That's a big number. After almost 20 years. Oh wait, I can't do math. It went 7 times platinum. A high point of this album was the intro and the outro of 6 out of 10. The intro for Graduation was Good Morning, and the outro is Big Brother. Big Brother is the song where he talks about trying to meet up with Jay-Z and get his attention and all that other stuff. Big Brother is such an enlightening song. And I use enlightening kind of loosely, but it's really like a dedication to Jay-Z. That's what it is. Ye or Kanye called Jay-Z his big brother because that's who he was. And then they turned around and made an album together. That's awesome for Kanye, right? That's very awesome. The low point of this album was the track list / flow. It got a 3 out of 10. And I feel kind of weird about this only because there's no song that I would want to skip on Graduation. That's how much I like it. Now to say that it got a 3 out of 10 for the track list, maybe I'm tripping, maybe I'm tweaking, but that's just how I feel. There's no song on here I would skip except for I take that back. I would skip Stronger because I got tired of that song. It got played everywhere. My mom used to play it to death. My mom used to play that song to death. I get it. Kanye West, Daft Punk, I got it. It's great, cool. Can we move on? But let me just tell you some of the songs that are on here, bro. Like on Graduation, you had Good Life with T-Pain. You had Can't Tell Me Nothing. You had Flashing Lights with Dwele. You had Homecoming. Maybe I like Homecoming so much because I'm from Chicago and the song's about Chicago. I say that to say this. Graduation is top tier Kanye West. Peak Kanye. This is before, I'ma say it, he fell off. After his mom passed, he fell off. I'ma say that. Graduation, Late Registration, College Dropout, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, 808s and Heartbreak. After that, he fell off. It wasn't the same. And nothing was the same. Okay, shout out to Drake for... Did y'all listen to Iceman? Or Habiti? Or Maid of Honor? I listen to Iceman, but that's neither here nor there. This is a Kanye West video. I didn't mean to throw Drake in there. Graduation got a total score of 26.5 out of 50. The most popular song on the album was Stronger, even though I can't stand that song. But it got 540 million views on YouTube last time I checked it. This album had singles like Stronger, like I said, Good Life with T-Pain, Flashing Lights. My homie loves Flashing Lights. That's probably, I think he said that's his favorite Kanye song. And then Homecoming with Chris Martin. My favorite song on the album was Can't Tell Me Nothing. The bars in Can't Tell Me Nothing was immaculate, bro. Immaculate. I'm telling you, this is peak Kanye. The bars made sense. It didn't have me like, oh, did he really just say that? It was more like, okay, I like how you flowed there. Listen to Can't Tell Me Nothing on clean. Don't listen to it on explicit. But just listen to the song. You understand what I'm talking about when you hear it.
Can't pull you across that motherfucking stage, Kanye. Who told you to? I told you to do something.
It hit #2 on the US chart. It was an hour and 16 minutes, and then went 4 times platinum. The high point of this album was the track list. It was a long track list, but it had a story to it. It had a story to it, bro. It was like dropped out, and I love the broke. We ain't got it. I love that whole storyline. That is funny. That is funny. It's so funny. And then the guy's like, in one of the songs, I forgot what it was, but the guy's like, my dad died, and all he did was leave me his degrees. I was like, that's all he left you, bro? Just what you supposed to do with a piece of paper? So the track list was an 8 out of 10. Pretty good. The low point of the album, sadly, was the bars and the intro and outro. They both got a 4 out of 10. The bars were so much better on Graduation. It got a total score of 26 out of 50. The most popular song on this album was All Falls Down, featuring Selena Johnson. Got 105 million views on YouTube. It had singles like Through the Wire, everybody loves Through the Wire, Slow Jams, everybody loves Slow Jams. All Falls Down was a single as well. Jesus Walks was a single on this album, and the new Workout Plan, which is the funniest Kanye song I've ever heard, was also a single on this album. My favorite song on this album was Let Me Down. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. Let Me Down, featuring Jay-Z and J.I.V. I got a lot of love for Jay-Z on these features, man. The beat is fire. The beat is fire, bro. Listen to the song, bro. Jay-Z goes off. And I do like Kanye's verse on this song, but Jay-Z he's just him at this point. He's just him. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is Kanye West's best album he's ever made. So far. He still might be making music, but I don't think anything will top this album. This album was an hour and 23 minutes. It hit #1 on the US chart. And it went 2 times platinum. The high point of this album was the track list. Got a 7.5 out of 10. Everything flowed pretty well. I didn't want to stop listening to the album. It was actually pretty good. I didn't want to stop listening to it. I didn't want more, but I was kind of upset when it was over, but I didn't want more from it. The low part of this album were the bars. Again, the shock value bars, and now she's claiming that I bruised her esophagus. Like, what? What, bro? But it's Kanye. He's not a lyricist. You just have to look past that. Appreciate Kanye for who he is, not because of his. I don't know. I digress. The low point of this album was the bars. Got 3.5 out of 10. The total score was a 27 out of 50, which makes it a half point higher than Graduation. Yeah, it's that close. It's that close, man. I mean, it's neck and neck between My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Graduation, The College Dropout, Late Registration. I mean, they could pass each other probably with time. The most popular song on the album was All of the Lights, featuring Rihanna and Kid Cudi. I like the song, but I kind of didn't like the song because it's a single. I love Rihanna. I just like Rihanna a whole lot, so I kind of just like the song by default. It's okay. It's honestly okay. All the Lights is okay. It has 343 million views on YouTube last time I checked it. This album had singles like Power. No one man can have all that power. Yeah, Power. All the Lights, which was also a single. Runaway. My brother loves Runaway with Pusha T. And I love it too. And the video was gorgeous. It was beautiful. And then they had Monster with Nicki Minaj, Rick Ross, Jay-Z, a bunch of people in that song. That was the song where I referenced where he said, now she claiming that I bruised her esophagus. I'm like, bro, why? I'm like, bro, why? But then when you get past Kanye and you get to everybody else like Jay-Z, Nicki Minaj went off in that song. She gave me the best bars that I've probably ever heard in my entire life by her. Straight up. My favorite song on the album was So Appalled, and it got my favorite person, Jay-Z, Pusha T, Prince Sci-Hi the Prince, Swiss Beats, and RZA. But Jay-Z, Pusha T, everybody killed the song. I'm So Appalled. Even Kanye West. Love the song. Yeah, so I think My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is Kanye West's best album. You can disagree or you can agree. Either or. Tell me why you disagree. If you do, tell me what you think is Kanye West's best album. Yeah, y'all have a great day. I appreciate y'all for watching.